MCNews broadcast. My name is Ky'Lend Adams.
And I'm Alexis Whitted.
And as you can see, our studio, and even Alexis and myself, are dressed in pink. And that is because we are celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Alexis, how are you planning to celebrate?
There are a lot of events going on all over campus, so I just hope that I can go to one of them at the very least. First Lady Michelle Obama delivered a rousing speech in New Hampshire last Tuesday, addressing presidential Republican candidate Donald Trump's lewd comments on women from a 2005 video. Without saying Trump's name, the First Lady delivered scathing comments on his remarks of women and how that translated to the candidate himself. She made it clear that his comments were unacceptable in modern society and showed sexual predator behavior. She emphasized that this is not politics as usual. This is disgraceful. This is intolerable. More women have come out accusing Trump of sexually abusing or assaulting them. The third and final presidential debate will be tonight, October 19th at 9 p.m. Clinton is polling aggressively ahead of Trump, coming ahead of the debate, which has spurred Trump's talk of a rigged election. Elections are less than 3 weeks away on November 8th, so be sure to voice your opinion from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Merton Hall on that day. Bring an acceptable photo ID, such as your Mason student ID, when voting.
Last Thursday, the Johnson Center faced a scare when a bomb threat was announced within the JC at 4 p.m. The authorities reported a suspicious call alluding to a threat at the JC. Students and workers were evacuated amidst the scare. The threat was later revealed to be a false call in the early evening, but the Johnson Center stayed closed until Friday morning. If you see or hear anything suspicious, call 911. Additionally, the university's campus police non-emergency hotline is 703-993-2810.
Earlier this month, Mason researchers launched the third phase of their breast cancer trial. GMU researchers are bringing personalized medicine to more breast cancer patients this year as the university teams with Side Out Foundation again for the third phase of the groundbreaking trial. George Mason researchers will be examining why certain breast cancer patients respond well to a specific treatment that may do little for other patients. About 100 patients at 10 to 12 cancer centers nationwide are expected to participate in the study, slated to begin later this year. Breast cancer is a more complex problem than when I was a surgeon, medical researcher Miralena Bowen said. The researchers are optimistic and ready for the next phase of research.
Mason's annual Parents Weekend took place on campus this past weekend. Many families came from all over the state and nation to support their students. One family in particular stood out. The recipients of the 2016 Alan and Sally Merton Family of the Year Award went to the Enrique family with Mother Jill, Father Carlos, and Mason student and daughter Risa. They were coordinating GMU colors to their family photo shoot that took place on campus last Friday. The Enrique family uprooted their lives and moved from Florida to obtain in-state status so Risa could attend Mason. This truly shows the impact Mason has on families around the nation, and it's a perfect way to sum up the meaning of Mason Family Weekend. We'll be right back with Freshman Corner and more news after this commercial break.
You're listening live to Improv for Mason here on WGMU Radio, heard WGMUradio.com.
You know, it wasn't my idea.
Today's show with our special guest interview for this team in the new conference.
Welcome to a special
It's been
edition of the
a great
First Pick.
transition for me personally. I love Mason.
The very talented David Keckner.
I'm great. How are you doing?
Reed, Jonah, it was a pleasure having you on the show today.
Hello everyone, welcome to this week's segment of Freshman's Corner. I'm your host Cody Borden, and this week we're outside of Taylor Hall to talk about fall. What is your favorite thing about fall?
My favorite thing about fall is the temperature. It's, just the perfect temperature. It's not too hot, not too cold. It's nice.
Would you say that's also your fall indicator? Like, wow, the leaves are changing, the temperature's getting cooler, it's fall now.
Yeah, I would say that, yeah.
What is your favorite fall food? Like turkey or pumpkin pie or stuff like that?
Anything that has to do with Thanksgiving is good, so.
Do you like to watch sports during fall too?
I will watch the occasional football game or the occasional game of some sort, yeah.
What is your opinion about the pumpkin spice phenomenon?
It's getting a bit overboard, It's a bit out of hand right now. Yeah.
All right, in your hand you have a pumpkin spice latte. What is your opinion on the pumpkin spice phenomenon after you take a sip?
Okay. It's pretty good, you know. It's it's pumpkiny. It reminds me of pumpkin pie and coffee, and you know those two things go really well together. So.
All right, Matthew, thank you so much for this interview.
Oh, thanks for the coffee.
All right, Kyle, what is your favorite thing about fall, and why is that your favorite thing?
I think just getting ready for winter. You know, it starts to get cold. It's getting cold, but at the same time, it's not like blazing hot like it is early in the summer. So I'd say that's what I really enjoy about fall.
So would you say the temperature is your fall indicator?
I think so, yeah.
What are some of your favorite fall activities?
Just hanging out around like fall time, going, I guess, to corn mazes and things like that.
That's fun. Do you like the changes in leaves on campus here? Do you think campus is more pretty now that it's fall and the leaves are changing?
It's a little more color, so I guess it's something more to see.
All right, we have a pumpkin spice latte over here. What is your opinion on the pumpkin spice phenomenon?
I don't really like pumpkin flavored things, so no.
You do not approve? All righty, thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you.
All right, what is your favorite thing about fall, and why is that your favorite thing?
My favorite thing about fall is probably the colors, because I'm from Connecticut, so we have a lot of trees that change color. So,
Do you think campus is prettier now that the leaves are starting to change?
yes, it makes it feel more like home.
Yes, I understand. What are some of your favorite fall activities?
I really like apple picking. That's pretty fun. So, I haven't been yet this year, though. So,
Do you plan on going?
I'm not sure yet. I'm trying to get my friend to go with me. So,
All right, over here on this table, I have a pumpkin spice latte. So I want you to take a sip and tell me what your opinion is on the pumpkin spice phenomenon. What do you think?
hot. I don't like that at all.
Well, there you have it. She does not like pumpkin spice. What is your favorite thing about fall, and why is it your favorite thing?
I like the leaves changing colors because it's really pretty. Like during all the other seasons, either just green or no leaves at all. But in the fall, it's just like red and orange and yellow. It's really pretty.
So you're liking how campus is looking now that the leaves are changing?
Yes, I do.
What are your favorite fall activities to do?
Pumpkins, pumpkin picking, and Halloween, and just pumpkin spice everything.
Well, it's interesting you say that because on this table here, I have a pumpkin spice latte. And I would like you to try it and to tell me your reaction to the pumpkin spice phenomenon. So go ahead. What are you thinking right now?
Just fall, just warm in fireplaces and just sweaters. It's just all translating with this one sip of pumpkin spice.
All right, guys. What is your favorite thing to do in the fall?
Jump in piles of leaves.
How about you?
Definitely not rake leaves, but schoolwork.
What is your fall indicator? What, like, the moment it hits you, it's like, wow, it's fall now. Is it the leaves? Is it the cooler weather?
First, I have to wear a sweater.
When I start coughing.
Yeah. So you say the weather has, like, a negative effect on your health?
I don't know. I mean, probably from assignments. I don't really get much sleep, so that could probably be a big issue. But, yeah, and it's cold outside, too, so.
How about you? Does it affect your health in any way?
Not too much. Once in a while, I'll get a little cough.
So have you busted out the favorite fall sweater yet?
Yes.
Have you?
Yep.
And are you looking forward to wearing it even more?
Every day.
Yeah.
All right, that's awesome. So what are you guys' opinions on the pumpkin spice phenomenon?
I think it's ridiculous. We should embargo pumpkin spice.
What do you think?
I mean, I haven't really thought about it, so.
Well, we're going to get you thinking about it because on this table here, I have a pumpkin spice latte sample, and you guys are going to oblige me by taking a sip and telling me your first thought. So go ahead and take a sip.
Tastes like coffee.
Alrighty, there you have it. Well, we got some interesting reactions from the pumpkin spice latte taste test, and we also learned a lot about freshmen reaction to the changing of the season here on campus. I'm your host, Cody Borden. Tune in next week for the next segment of Freshman's Corner.
With October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month, on Sunday, October 23rd from 9:15 to 10:15 p.m. at White Top Hall, students have the opportunity to honor anyone they know that has been affected by breast cancer. There will be a pink poster saying "I wear pink for," and residents are invited to write the name of someone they know. For everyone that writes a name, they will receive a pink cupcake or cookie. There will also be a conversation about breast cancer awareness and annual breast exams.
Give Cancer the Boot 2016 took place on Thursday, October 13th in the JC North Plaza. There were multiple tablets set up with different cancer awareness activities. The first table was the start of the event. You were given a sheet to fill out as you went through, and you could choose the activities you wanted to do. The most interesting and helpful activity was the breast cancer self-check exam. Nurses showed students and staff how to give themselves breast exams to check for cancer. The event offered a very hands-on and educational spin to cancer awareness.
On Tuesday, George Mason University marked another landmark occasion with the dedication and renaming of the School of Policy, Government, and International Affairs. After a $10 million donation in May of this year, the school was renamed to the Schar School of Policy and Government. The school is named after a consistent, generous donor to George Mason University, Dwight C. Schar. Schar is an American businessman and philanthropist who is the founder of NVR Incorporated, a Fortune 500 company in home building. He was formerly the finance chairman to the Republican National Committee and a current part owner of the Washington Redskins football team. In attendance for the renaming event included School Dean Mark Rozelle, GMU President Angel Cabrera, former and current U.S. Representatives, Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe, and Ohio Governor and former 2016 Republican presidential primary candidate John Kasich. Government McAuliffe remarked, "Our Commonwealth is strong today because of the leaders like Dwight Schar," and that Mr. Schar had not only made this a better Commonwealth, but a better university and a better country.
After this break, we'll have our first semester installment of On the Couch with Geena Jerome, our sports report with Lexi Hodgson, and our discussion on gender norms and makeup. Stay tuned.
That was beautiful.
All right.
That was beautiful, though. That was good. That sounded good.
That sounded good.
It just did.
Welcome back to another amazing school year at George Mason with me, Geena Jerome. So, how are those midterms going? I bet they're going good. I know it took a brief hiatus, but once again, I am very excited to be your source for entertainment news nationally, as well as in the DMV and GMU area. So, we're going to kick off our first entertainment story of the school year. Okay, so I know this isn't exactly going to be entertaining, what I'm going to tell you, but I really think it's interesting, and I cannot not share this breaking news with you. So, supposedly the judge presiding over El Chapo's case was shot and killed while jogging outside his home. Judge Vicente Bermudez Zacharias lived in Metepec, which is 45 miles west of Mexico City. And since then, El Chapo has gone into hiding, but your homegirl Geena might be back next week to hit you up with an update. But you know what? Let's bring this back to Hollywood land because you know that's where the real entertainment lies. Raise your hand if you know who Chuck Berry is. Right, me either. But supposedly he is set to announce his first album in more than 35 years. And after doing some research, I've learned that he is the voice behind classes such as Brown-Eyed Handsome Man and Johnny B. Good, which I personally love. So, after my research, I found that 19-year-old Chuck Berry is a rock and roll legend. And his last studio album was Rocket in 1979. So, get ready for his latest album, titled Chuck, which will be available in 2017. And Rapper Kid Cudi checked himself into rehab for depression and suicidal urges. He revealed on Facebook late in the evening of Tuesday, October 4th, that he had chosen to go to rehab on Monday, October 3rd, after struggling with anxiety and depression throughout his life. He apologized repeatedly throughout his post. The rapper in the past has shared his battles with depression, and hopefully Cudi's admission will bring attention to mental health awareness in today's society, and honestly just genuinely spark a conversation about how to take care of yourself. Well, I personally wish him the best as he gets the help he needs, and I'm also happy to say that Kid Cudi is planning on attending the very entertaining fair that is Complex Con in November in California. Well, this has been great, bringing you some pretty interesting infotainment, Mason Nation. And once again, this has been Geena Jerome right here with you back on the couch. See you next week, Mason Nation. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at GeenaJuju and tweet me at Najina_J. Bye, Mason.
Good evening, Patriots. I'm Lexi Hodgson here with your sports update for the week. This past week, women's soccer beat Davidson with a score of 4-0. Junior Erin Mitchell recorded her first career hat trick. Abby Downey added a goal and 2 assists to complete the win for the Patriots. Mason recorded the double-digit mark for wins for the first time since 2010. The Patriots will return to action on October 20th to begin a 3-game road trip at VCU scheduled at 7 p.m. This past Monday, the Southeast rankings were released, and the men's cross-country team received their highest ranking this season at number 12. The Patriots finished first as a team at the Vet Cross Invitational on Friday. The men have won their last 3 meets to move up in the rankings. Good luck to the men as they will be competing on October 29th with the A-10 Conference Championship in Mechanicsville, Virginia. The men's soccer team suffered a 2-1 loss on Saturday night against St. Louis, a team that is undefeated in the A-10. The Patriots played well and held St. Louis for most of the game, but a late goal from St. Louis with 9 minutes left sent the Patriots home with their 5th straight loss. Mason heads to Pittsburgh this Wednesday to take on Duquesne. Good luck, Patriots. And it's never too early to get excited for basketball season. The men's basketball team will be celebrating 50 years all season long. Mason first took the court on December 6, 1966. Since then, the men have played more than 1,400 basketball games. Leading up to and throughout the season, the George Mason Athletics Department will celebrate 50 years of history and tradition. Fans can also expect promotional giveaways such as t-shirts being thrown out whenever the team makes a 3-pointer during home games. That's all for sports this week. See you all next week.
You're listening live to Improv for Mason here on WGMU Radio, heard WGMUradio.com.
You know, it wasn't my idea.
Today's show with our special guest interview for this team in the new conference.
Welcome to a special
It's been
edition of the
a
First
great
Pick.
transition for me personally. I love Mason.
The very talented David Keckner.
I'm great. How are you doing?
Reed, Jonah, it was a pleasure having you on the show today.
I did.
I'm Ben Simpson. On the phone today, we have Drew McGarry, successful author, writer. You're listening to WGMU Radio on WGMUradio.com.
For this month, popular brand CoverGirl released their first cover with the cover Boy. 17-year-old makeup artist James Charles, with nearly 700,000 followers on Instagram. Charles was chosen as a bold move for the cosmetic brand and industry's cover. Controversy comes as Charles, a male and aspiring makeup artist, has on makeup. CoverGirl calls this boundary breaking and likely looks forward to the trend and more males coming into the cosmetic industry. However, conservative commentators are saying the cover forces uncomfortable conversation. They emphasize the gender roles are distinctive and males with makeup is unnatural. What are your thoughts on this?
You know, I agree. I think that it is having people discuss things that they're not normally talking about, that's taboo, but that's happening in society. So I think it's definitely forcing people to communicate on what's happening.
Yeah, forcing conversation is not a bad thing. Conversation is great, and I don't see anything wrong with this. He's really good at makeup,
Yeah.
better than I will ever be.
Yeah, I say good for him. I think it's great. A lot of, multi-million-dollar brands are looking for the non-gender fashion. So I think it's really awesome that they're doing this.
And like, who are we to judge,
Exactly.
When someone chooses to decide to make their face look.
Well, Mason, thanks for tuning in. Please follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Mason Cable News and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Mason Cable Network to keep up with the latest news on and off campus. I'm Alexis Whitted.
I'm Ky'Lend Adams.
And I'm Lexi Hodgson. See you again next Wednesday.